Hey, we got chairs on the west side of the room if y'all need it. We're getting started. Time now 10:33. We will start the Transportation Committee meeting today, Monday, December 8th, the day after Pearl Harbor Day, when the day will live in infamy. All right, posting, was it the agenda posted? I suspect it was, judging by the generous ChatGPT volume of emails I received. That was agenda. Do we have everybody here? It's 4 here, 2 here. We have a quorum. We got both. All right, let's rock and roll. We're going to wiggle around this piece. We'll do public comment first. Then we'll do the consent calendar. Then we're going to move up the C line extension because both Mayor Butts and I have to leave in about an hour. So we'll do the C line piece first before we do the working group things, if that works with everybody. We received all the public comments. They're all available online. We read most of the 4,000 to 5,000 of them. Fortunately, most of them are the same, but they are available online if you'd like to see them, as they are part of the public record. How many public comments do we have? Mr. Leger?
A lot.
Okay, we have 30 minutes. So what's our, so I know the denominator. What's our numerator?
What do you take
Please.
public comment on anything, whether it's on the agenda or not?
Yeah, this will be, well, we will take public comment on all the things. I'll give you more time if it's on the agenda than not. Does anybody here have a public comment that's not about the C line? Make a joyful noise. Okay, there we go.
I think I have 30,
30, so we'll do 1 minute each.
at least 30 in person. There may be some folks online also. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
How many public comments we got online? I see 2, Eli and John.
3 minutes too.
So if somebody goes 45 seconds, we can get everybody in. So if you feel like you are saying something that someone else already said, feel like you've got to give the 4th verse. All right.
Set it for a minute then.
A minute each. Who we got first? And the podium, do we have Mike?
Mike is up there.
Mike's up there.
If it's the red,
Oh, Redondo arriving.
the button.
Don't worry, we know your comments already.
Start.
The conspiracy against Redondo continues. We all got together last night. Who's up?
Okay, for those doing public comment, if the button on the mic is red, just press the button and it'll go green. First up is David Mock.
David Mock, come on down.
Oh, yeah.
Who's gonna be number 2?
Next up, Roland Gutierrez,
Roland, start stretching.
Adam Schwartz,
All right, let him go. Start the timer. Mr. Mock, floor is yours.
David Mock with Torrance Transit.
Good
Good morning, everybody. David Mock with Torrance Transit, Transit Planning Manager. I'm here on behalf of Torrance Transit and speak in support of the C and K line. I'm also the vice chair of the South Bay Service Metro Service Council, and we voted to support the C and K line with the alternative to use the Metro staff recommended Metro Board approve locally preferred alternative. This project will bring seamless transportation to the region, including connecting the Torrance Regional Transit Center, the Redondo Beach Transit Center, all the way to LAX and 1C ride. It connects people to jobs, many different venues, including the Inglewood Entertainment District. Therefore, I urge you to support this project and support the LPA. Thank you so much.
All right, Roland, you ready?
Good afternoon.
Yes.
Click it.
Got it.
Working better?
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. Good afternoon. My name is Roland Gutierrez. I'm a 19-year member with UA Local 709 Sprinkler Fitters, Los Angeles. On behalf of the LAOC Building Trades and Local 709, we strongly ask that you advance the certification and approval of the final EIR of this project. Because of the Metro PLA, this project will be built by local residents, veterans, apprentices, and folks who may need a second shot in life, are starting their careers in the building trades. Our apprenticeship program currently with Local 709 has just over 200 apprentices that work here in the greater Los Angeles area. And they need this job for the experience to continue their continued success in the building trades. Our journeyman members are the best skilled and trained workers in the country, and we have passed their rigorous apprenticeship program to get to the journey card level that they deserve. Your future projects will be built the way they should be, not just by skilled and trained workers in the country, but by the skilled and trained workers that live here in this community. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Roland.
Okay, next up is Adam Schwartz, and then I'm gonna call Deepti, Sharon Kalani, and Brett. Can't read your last name, but Brett. Yeah, please go ahead, line up and get ready.
Good morning. My name is Adam Schwartz. I live 5-minute drive away in downtown Torrance. I'm part of the Downtown Torrance Business Owners Association as a board member. We put on a ton of great events in downtown Torrance. Our Halloween event brought over 10,000 people. So we get a little bummed when we hear that the Torrance Transit Center was built in, quote, the middle of nowhere. We are united in favor of this project. Seriously, every single one of our members is just saying, what is taking so long? Let's just get it happening. We want this, we need this. My neighbors around the downtown Old Torrance neighborhood say the exact same thing. We've been expecting this. Where is it? What's taking so long? Any further delays are just unconscionable. How do I go back to my neighbors and tell them they're delaying it? For what? I don't know why. Because it's unfunded? It's not. Our assembly member, Elmer Atsuchi, has given tons of money and more. Let's get it done. Thank you.
Please hold your applause or we won't get through all 400 comments. Who's next?
Sharon Kalani.
Good morning, honorable members. Thank you for the opportunity to speak in front of you today. I'm with Torrance City Council, and our council by majority vote approved the CK line to Torrance and the right-of-way option. We appreciate the opportunity to connect Torrance with the airport and all the surrounding areas throughout the County of Los Angeles and beyond. So I ask you to please approve it and please do it as soon as you can. And I yield my time. Thank you.
Who's up now? Brett?
Deepti, Brett, and then Assam Sheikh.
Good morning, I'm Deepti. I'm speaking on behalf of the League of Women Voters of Torrance area as the co-president. We support the CK line extension. We believe that this advances the long-term goals of climate adaptation, equity, access to economic opportunities. And we also believe that proactivity is essential. The need for adaptation is only growing, and strategic goals are met by taking actions and not waiting until the last moment. So we ask you to please approve this extension.
Thank you, Deepti. Brett?
Hello, my name is Brett Slogenhoff and I work with Streets Are For Everyone, a local road safety nonprofit. We are in strong support of the C-Line extension and I urge the board to continue its support. This project is a part of a larger effort to make our city and county more accessible for all residents, drivers, and non-drivers alike. And after decades of work on this project, we can't let this moment pass us by. So I really urge you to support this project and move forward with the final EIR so we can connect South Bay to the communities with light rail. Thank you.
Thank you, Brett. Assam?
Good morning. My name is Assam Sheikh. I'm a council member for the city of Torrance, and thank you for the opportunity to speak on this important issue that will shape the future of mobility, economic growth, and quality of life in the South Bay for generations to come. And every day, Torrance residents and across South Bay, they sit in gridlock on 405, 110, and surface streets. 405, which is known for 405, because you can only drive 4 or 5 miles an hour. But this one, it will give a great opportunity for the residents to shorten the time from 90 minutes instead of 1 hour. I will support this project. Please support this and please fund this project. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Councilmember.
Okay, next up, Aram, Paiway, Ray Holler, and Alan Nadian. Please.
Good morning, Transportation Committee members. Adam Parian, City Manager of City of Torrance. The City of Torrance has been steadfast supporter of the Sea Line extension, as we appreciate the opportunity to reaffirm our position as the Metro Board prepares to take action in the final EIR early 2026. We as COG to remain neutral on the line alternatives and continue in support of the extension. Torrance supports the right-of-way alignment, specifically local preferred alternative that Metro's board selected. City Council voted to maintain this position and the support remains. Torrance built the Mary Kay Giordano Transit Center, state-of-the-art facility designed specifically to connect to this extension. The right-of-way alignment provides direct connectivity to our transit center, maximizes return of investment for our residents in the entire South Bay. And in closing, Torrance is ready, our transit center is ready, our community is ready. Let's bring the CK line to Torrance. Thank you.
Thank you, City Manager.
Hi, my name is Pai Wei, and I'm resident of Manhattan Beach for 25 years. I just want to bring up an interesting metric. The study based on 170 cities ranked Los Angeles as near the bottom of the worst commuting average commute times per person. So the average commute times is 246.63 hours a year. That's 10 days spent in traffic. So if you can imagine a car running for 10 days straight, that's the carbon footprint that happens when we don't do anything about traffic. Traffic is going to get worse, only going to get worse in the next 10 years. So we need to formulate a plan to bring mass transit to everyone. And the reason why I support the right-of-way is it's the only logical choice. You don't have eminent domain issues of seizures of private property, no relocation of businesses, no decades-long detours along Hawthorne Boulevard, and then also no massive elevated concrete structures disrupting an eight-lane highway, 8-lane road down Hawthorne. So the right of way is the only thing that makes sense. So I encourage you to vote for a transit future that makes sense. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Hey, Ray.
Hey, I'm Ray Holler, Lawndale homeowner and retired aerospace engineer. This project is on the wrong track. Please oppose certifying the FEIR as defective, oppose the hybrid row as an inferior option, and support the Hawthorne Boulevard option as the best option, as do the cities, councils of Lawndale, Redondo Beach, Hawthorne, and Hermosa Beach. Metro weekday ridership is down about one-third, down 500,000 riders a day from about a dozen years ago. When we build, we should favor higher ridership options like the Hawthorne option with its 35% higher ridership forecast to recapture those riders. Secondly, regarding cost, the only cost-related goal stated in the FEIR is, to provide a cost-effective project, unquote. Lowest cost option is not a project goal. And the Hawthorne option is more cost-effective than the hybrid row. Even Metro staff admitted that last year, even using their inflated cost estimates. Please reject the FEIR and support the Hawthorne Boulevard option. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. My Mondays are not complete without you berating me, Ray.
I'm kidding, I'm just kidding.
Okay, next up is Alan, then Devin Hollywood, Nikki Negretti Mitchell, Kevin Mitchell, and McGarry.
Hello, everyone. My name is Alan, and I'm from San Pedro. I rode the Metro here, actually, and I support the Sea Line extension to Torrance. I'm asking the COG to maintain its support position and to not pause the project. The project means a lot to me because I don't own a car and rely on Metro to get around. Metro is an expert in repurposing corridors and rail utilities near homes throughout LA County, starting in the 90s. This project is no different. The hybrid LPA is a safer, cost-effective multimodal option that also upgrades the aging freight infrastructure. The hybrid LPA makes the best use of existing funds and local transit investments by connecting directly to the Redondo Beach and Torrance transit centers, would not need to rely on federal funding, connects to LAX and beyond, and will create 15,000 new jobs and spur further regional investment and housing opportunities. I support Metro's community engagement process and engineering studies. Let's get this done.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, my name is Devin Hollywood. I'm here with South Bay Forward. I live in Redondo Beach, District 3. I'm here to speak in favor of the CK line extension along the right of way. Building it is going to take cars off the road. It's going to improve air quality. It's going to improve traffic. And most importantly, if you build it, it means I'm never going to have to drive around the LAX loop again. Think about it, if your relatives go get on the train, it'll be great. And as the metro system builds out, it means I can probably just avoid LA traffic entirely if I have to go downtown. That sounds incredible. Sounds like an incredible future. So please start it today.
Thanks, sir.
Just like this.
Lay it down. Okay, next up is Nikki, and then Kevin and McGarry.
Good morning, Nikki Negretti Mitchell, Redondo Beach right-of-way stakeholder. And our common sense environmental concerns have been validated. We found buried among frivolous form letters generated by Torrance QR code, the most critical documents validating from the refinery and gas pipeline owners. Metro's FBIR responses are word salad sprinkled with mentions of minimal tweaks that do not lessen significant impacts. And I just want to bring up the delays on the Crenshaw line. They had an abnormally low rate of testing successfully, so 2-year delay. Construction errors that had to do with settlement of supporting walls. They, in a few hundred locations along the line, they had to reinstall some tracks due to these settlements. Earlier delays had to do with electrical substations, sidewalks, and gas lines. Electric work took longer than expected. It's just
Ma'am, you are at time.
okay. Common sense. I have letters with me from the refinery and the gas line.
Hello, Kevin Mitchell, Redondo Beach resident. The harbor subdivision snakes all through LA County. The southern section is different from the rest. Aside from the daily transport of the thousands of gallons of liquid petroleum by train, there's also 7 underground pipelines that transport highly flammable petroleum products between 4 refineries from LAX to the Chevron's in El Segundo. The corridor moves nearly 60% of the state's petroleum. I didn't realize any of this when I bought my house on Redondo Row. Redondo was about good schools, and I was working in El Segundo. I took the Green Line to work often. When we first became involved in this, we weren't against public rail transportation, but it was easy to see that Hawthorne Boulevard was literally made for it. The Torrance Transit Center's proximity to the
Sir, you are at time. I'm sorry.
Am I over? Thank you.
Hi, I am MC Gary from Hermosa Beach. I support the Sea Line extension to Torrance along the hybrid alternative right-of-way. This project is important to me because I have 2 adult children who do not drive. I also depend on public transportation. It is a challenge for us to get around the South Bay because the South Bay is such a transit desert. I support this project for environmental and social justice reasons. The sooner it is built, the sooner we will have fewer cars on the road and less traffic. This project will serve millions of people and provide options for those without a car. It is confounding that anyone would support delaying this project because of unwarranted complaints from a tiny number of homeowners. Lastly, the Hermosa Beach City Council vote on this project was against the wishes of most of its residents. I attended and noted that 9 out of the 10 comments from actual Hermosa Beach residents were in support of the project's hybrid alternative. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, next up, Paul Fox, Holly Osborne, Mitch Ponce, and Tyler Bird.
All yours, Paul.
Hello, my name is Paul Fox. I'm a Torrance resident, have been for almost 10 years. And I am speaking in strong support of the Sea Line extension to Torrance. I've been looking forward to this project for many years. And sorry, I'm truncating for time. While no solution is perfect, this thoughtfully addresses community concerns while generating over 15,000 jobs and attracting 1.5 million new riders. I've wanted to take the Metro to LAX and to be able to more conveniently travel to live events at the SoFi Stadium and to have the option and choice to visit my family and friends across the greater Los Angeles area. I would like to see local government invest in infrastructure that serves the community and local businesses now and into the future. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Holly, are you here to talk about the sea line?
I'm kidding. Come on. You're on a roll this morning.
No caffeine and a 7th grade daughter make a man cranky. So
Green light.
Yes.
It's green, yeah.
All right, Dr. Osborne, our engineer, resident of Redondo Beach. You know, there are two rail options, one down the road, one down Hawthorne Boulevard. After Metro made the decision in May 2024 to go down the road, the next meetings, they started talking about other quality of life issues. Like, don't put something in an area that's been redlined in the past if it's still economically suffering. Redondo is in a totally redlined area by the red line maps. Now, in order to be, for the Metro Board also said the area still has to be disadvantaged. In other words, not recovered from being redlined. So I searched for a tool called the Climate and Economic Justice Screening Tool. If it's blue, it's still disadvantaged. I've got all the charts. You know, I don't do things halfway. I can back up everything I say. Don't approve the FEIR because it's approving the row option.
Ms. Osborne, thank you.
Good morning. My name is Mitch Ponce. I'm a business agent for the Division Structural Ironworkers and also the president of the LA Orange County Building Trades Council. We urge you to approve the draft EIR for both lines and be very short. So hopefully you approve it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Tyler Bird, Pat Fury, Terry Newstetter, and Eddie Alvarez.
Good morning, Tyler Bird. I'm president and business agent of Ironworkers 416, also a Move LA board member. We urge you to support this project. Thank you.
Chair Pimentel, members of the board, and those in attendance, I'm Pat Fury. I'm the former mayor of the city of Torrance, represented the city for 14 years total. I'm here in support of the CK Green Line extension to Torrance on the right-of-way hybrid. I stand proudly with Torrance City Council, the Torrance Area Chamber of Commerce, the League of Women Voters of the Torrance area, organized labor, and I'd ask everybody who supports this project to raise their hand, please. I would submit to you that the EIR has addressed absolutely everything that has come up. But I want to point out that this has been in the works since 1980. With Proposition A, we started getting taxed. In 1990, Proposition C, we started getting taxed. Proposition R in 2008, another half-cent sales tax. Proposition M in 2016, another half-cent sales tax. Torrance is the third largest sales tax revenue producer in the county of Los Angeles. In our city alone, billions of tax dollars have been collected. Please put it to work in Torrance. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. It's great to see you. Okay, you can clap or pat, that's all.
Good morning. My name is Eddie Escoto Alvarez. I'm the LA Council representative for the LAOC Building Trades. We represent the 160,000 people that are building the metro system throughout the whole entire system. And we ask you to not delay this project any further. Metro has spoken, and I think the community and ourselves are ready to rock and roll on this. I just want to give you kind of the job numbers because of our strong Metro PLA that we have on this. We put together in the last 4 years about almost 1,900 people to work. 90% of those people are colored. 35% of those people previously incarcerated. 33% of those people were homeless, and almost 24% were women, while the national average on construction is 3%. That's because of the strong PLA that we have in Metro. They've been at the foresight of hiring folks who haven't been able to get hired in the trade before. So we ask you to move forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Terry, then Jimmy Gao, Christopher Truman, Alex Truman, and Donna Dupron.
Morning, my name's Terry Newstetter and I'm the president of the League of Women Voters of the Beach Cities. I'm also a Hermosa Beach resident. We're here to speak in strong support of the CK line extension to Torrance. The upgrades that are going to happen because of this are going to make the corridor safer, more quiet, more convenient for people who are trying to get places. It's also going to directly link the third most populous and fourth largest job centers, Torrance, Carson, and LAX, largest job centers in LA County. With residents commuting between or to these areas will arrive more quickly via the extension. Less traffic will be a blessing for everyone. The League's transportation policy, as well as its climate change action policy, both are in support of this. We want efficient, convenient, cost-effective, safe and secure transportation that meets and serves all segments of the population and the diverse geographic needs of the area. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Jimmy Gow, Torrance Democratic Club. A while back, I had the opportunity to take a group of student interns to a tour of JPL, Jet Propulsion Laboratory. They showed us a working prototype of the Mars rover. So it's the one with the little helicopter, the newest one. And it's on Mars right now, collecting soil samples. The reason I say this is they have a plan, NASA JPL has a plan in 2033 to go up with another rocket to collect those soil samples and bring it back to Earth. Now, I don't know if any of you are gamblers, gamble on, make a bet on a Dodger game result or something like that, but I'm going to give you a sure thing bet. I bet that Mars soil samples will be back on Earth before a light rail train ever pulls into the Torrance Transit Center. And it's because we're going to keep talking about it and overthink until, so mark my words, and Mars soil samples before
I'll give you the bad news. They already canceled every project. Yeah, it's toast.
He's probably right. I'm Christopher Truman. What's up, dudes? It is a lovely day to be inside and talk about choo-choo trains. I'm really excited to be here. I'm a Torrance resident. I've been here with South Bay Forward. Very, very excited to see some new transit options. Like everyone said, we're concerned about traffic. We're concerned about the waste of this project having gone back and forth and back and forth. So much time has been put in both by this community as well as all of you here. Deposit now would be a huge waste, a nearly criminal waste of time and effort and passion. I have a young son, and so hopefully by the time this gets done, he'll be hitting like 10. And so I want him to have safe travel options. I want him to be able to get on the trail and be able to do what he wants to do, to enjoy the city without having to sit in a chair all day, without having to be in danger in pedestrian traffic. I'm just very excited to see those options come to the city. So I urge you to support and not pause this project. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning, Donna Duperon, President and CEO, Torrance Area Chamber of Commerce. The Torrance Area Chamber of Commerce represents over 850 businesses in the South Bay supporting the right-of-way for the C&K line. The Chamber's Governmental Affair Policy Group listened intently to information presented over the past several years regarding this extension. The Torrance Area Chamber of Commerce surveyed members and listened to their concerns. Business owners were apprehensive about disruptions to the local economy if the option were to come down Hawthorne Boulevard. Another worry was traffic congestion and disruptions for businesses on Hawthorne Boulevard during construction. But business owners' major concern was the acquisition of land and property along Hawthorne Boulevard. The Torrance Area Chamber of Commerce strongly supports this project.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, Alex Truman, Brianna Egan, Annette, Andrew Blackney, Grace Payne.
Alex Truman. Oh, yeah.
Hi, I'm Alex Truman. I am Christopher Truman's wife. We have a 2-year-old son. I would love to be able to travel the city without my car. We are strongly in support of this.
Thank you, Ms. Truman.
Hello, everyone. My name is Brianna Egan from Redondo Beach. I'm speaking on behalf of South Bay Forward. We're asking the COG today to maintain its position of support to bring light rail to the South Bay. Next slide, please. We're joined by members of the South Bay Onboard Coalition. We're representing unions, nonprofits, businesses, and advocates in strong support of the extension to Torrance and the board-selected hybrid LPA. South Bay cities have invested over $45 million in regional transit centers and more than 2/3 voter approval of Measure M and billions of dollars in local sales taxes, yet we continue to face crippling traffic without high-quality transit. Next slide. Since May of 2025, we've served as one of 8 community-based organizations for the project. We've hosted more than a dozen events on the corridor and reached over 700 individuals. The most common question we hear is, how soon will this be built? Next slide. Community concerns are thoughtfully addressed in the hybrid LPA, which the Metro Board selected in May of 2024. This alternative gives us the best project we've ever had. It has safety undercrossings, modern track work, engineering compatible with freight and residential, and 0 residential displacements. Next slide. This project has the smallest funding gap in Metro's entire portfolio and will be highly competitive for state grants after certification. There's no basis to say that this is unfunded.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I have a few copies of my letter.
Next up is just another Alex.
Annette.
Annette.
Let me.
Hello, I'm Annette Owens. I actually live in Lawndale. And unlike all the folks who've been sponsored by Metro, South Bay Forward and others, we didn't have a bus, we didn't have PR teams, all of that. And it's more than just quote unquote a few of us who will be affected by this. I'm not also convinced that the FEIR has good math. I think our Dr. Holly Osborne has coined the term Metro math. One of the Metro math things that I see is the supposed massive metric tons of CO2 supposedly avoided, overlooks the fact that our governor issued executive order in 2120 and 2020, directing the California Air Resources Board to require 100% zero emission vehicle sales for new passenger cars and trucks by 2035. Also, I work in Torrance. I don't see a situation where people in Torrance are just automatically going to get on board with
Ma'am, you
getting
are
on
on time.
They don't even use the bus number 8.
We are at 3 minutes left on public comment period.
Okay.
Are you Alex? Go ahead. Andrew, sorry.
Yes. You had the slide.
Yes, I have slides.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Andrew Blackney. I'm a Lawndale homeowner and a manager for a defense contractor here in the South Bay. I'm asking you to support the Metro CK Line project to Torrance. As a hiring manager in the aerospace industry, one of the biggest complaints I hear from my prospective junior candidates is the commute here. We need to offer the modern connectivity our workforce demands. This train will provide a critical promise to them that you don't need a car to access the South Bay. I'm also a bicycle advocate in my city. This project will provide walking paths for the residents that connect perfectly with the work that Lawndale and the COG is doing. That will connect with Lawndale's LTN. And on top of this, the Metro is investing in the local area through its last mile project. Next slide, please. Is investing in the last mile connections by creating a safe corridor along Redondo Beach Boulevard via the Redondo Beach Metro Active Transit Project. This project.
Sir, you are at time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hello, I am Dr. Grace Peng. I am repping the League of Women Voters of Los Angeles County today. I serve as the Natural Resources Director. I first moved to the South Bay about 30 years ago, right out of graduate school, to work at LA Air Force Base in weather and navigation. And I know where, like, as a dual career family with children. I know exactly where all the major jobs are and where the daycare centers are. And the CK line has daycare centers at the Redondo Beach Station, the El Segundo Station, and the Nash Station. And moreover, like as a mom, I know that cars are the #1 or #2 killers of children in America, and that driving in a car with your child is the most dangerous thing you can do as a parent. And that's why I want to ride a grade separated train like the hybrid alternative. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Got one last comment.
We got a few more, 4 more, and then online.
Gotta get us through to 33. All right, we'll do it.
GP Sudeth, Massima, Bridget Lewis, Kim Turner.
GP Sons, North Redondo Beach. Little musical thing. Don't it always seem to go? You never get back what you've lost when it's gone. Put the K line down the road, ruin the green space. Oh no. Oh no. Expanding metro everywhere to get the people to stop driving their cars. Get them out of their cars, but you get more riders if the lines go where the businesses are. On Hawthorne Boulevard, just 3 blocks to the east, Hawthorne Boulevard was built for light rail. Back in the red car days, the commercial corridors make sense. Cramming trains right next to homes, that's a big fail. A great big fail. When they decide where to build the K line, you got the quality of life for all these people in your hands. Build a K line in the row, ruin the green space, please, no. Please,
Mitchell, you
no.
are done. Sorry, we are on time. So we got 2 more?
3 more, and then it looks like.
We're over 30 minutes, so we got to get going.
Good morning, everybody. I'm not planning on singing, but that was a nice song. And I wasn't planning on talking, but I will. I see the number of people that showed up here today. Don't get fooled by the number. Please review the FIR. See, there's so many mistakes in that FIR. Please, I live on the road, and this is so dangerous. And so we have fuel along the road. There's a train with fuel coming by every day. There's 7 pipelines underground along my house. If construction were to be done there, first, it will delay the project because Metro didn't review for this, of course, and they didn't review also for the freight train. So please, Hawthorne Boulevard makes more sense. There's businesses. And the point of having a train is to remove cars from the road and have people ride. So when people say that would impact traffic.
Bridget Lewis, Kim Turner.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Bridget Lewis. I'm the council member for the city of Torrance that represents District 2. I actually had some prepared remarks this morning. However, I'm going to switch it up a little bit based on everyone's talked about the row. I want to address what this will do to my community that I live in Torrance as well. I understand the impact on the row. Bringing it down Hawthorne Boulevard has the ability to impact the city of Torrance more significantly than any other city as far as construction and as far as tax dollars and the economy and businesses lost during this construction. We spent years evaluating the row, and I would encourage us to continue the plan as originally brought forward. I understand the importance of what's coming in the area regionally. particularly for the Inglewood area and the airport area. But we're thinking long-term beyond those events. Thank you. Yes, next, correct.
Yes.
All right, Kim, then we gotta put you in.
Your turn.
Thank you. Good morning. Kim Turner, Transit Director for the Torrance Transit System. I'm gonna keep it really brief. Everybody has pretty much said a lot of what I wanted to say. I'm just gonna reiterate all those great things that you need to know. Number one, the Metro Board has approved this, the LPA, which is the road for the CK line to Torrance. Number two, the Mary Kay Giordano Transit Center is the terminus for the project. And in 2024, the Torrance City Council voted to support the right of way, not the road, but the right of way. This project is in Metro's long-range transit plan. And it has been put on a shelf before. I've been here for 27 years and I remember when they took it and put it on the shelf. Now that it's off, we need to continue with the EIR. It is currently 50% funded, which is more than any of Metro's other projects. And we need to just continue because once the EIR is approved, then Metro can advance the design.
Ms. Turner, you're
and
right.
ask for more funding. So I'm just asking you to continue to support this project.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, everyone, I know that there's people who did not get to speak who would like to. I assure you, we have received comments and barring an extraordinarily unusual opinion from you, we've probably seen it over the weekend. So I apologize for anyone who did not get an opportunity to public comment, but in order to run our meeting, we do have to progress through. So with that, we'll move to the consent calendar. Would anyone like to move approval to the minutes and the transit reports? Mayor Butts, Minglewood on the first. We have Hermosa on the second. Is anyone opposed? Any abstentions? All right. Nope. Bernadette is abstained. So all in favor? I'll say aye. We've all got it through with one abstention. All right. We are going to move all the working groups. Afterward, we will jump right into the Sea Line extension. So we'll go Sea Line extension, then working groups, then District 7. Mr. Leger, would you like to present on this matter, or you want to just open it up to us for, I think we've all seen it. All right, who wants to come in first? All right, Mayor Butts from Inglewood, lead us off.
Okay. Can I use your mic? I don't need. Hello. I don't usually speak a lot, you guys, but in full disclosure, I have to tell you that Bridget, Kim Turner, Pat Fury, and John are very good friends of mine. And I'm acknowledging that I am in Torrance and I have to leave the parking lot. So I want to get that out. Now, I'm on the Metro Board, so I can't take a position right now, but I can tell everyone is what I'm thinking about. I am a person that studies and I try and do what's right and what's best. So while I can't, talk about anything that would lead people to believe I would vote in favor or oppose, I want to stress that I strongly support the expansion of transit, but it must be done responsibly and collaboratively. We must ensure the concerns of all impacted communities, particularly those raised by the South Bay cities, are fully addressed before the EIR is finalized. I believe that Metro should provide supplemental written responses to all the issues that have been raised with substantial evidence, including both qualitative and quantitative analysis. These responses are necessary for a fully vetted, well-supported project that achieves consensus and maximum benefit for everyone. Supplemental responses to new environmental concerns. The South Bay cities, especially Redondo Beach, have raised new concerns about air quality, noise, and traffic. Metro needs to provide supplemental written responses to these issues, backed by substantial qualitative and quantitative evidence, showing how they will be mitigated. Mitigation of environmental impacts. What specific measures, and I'm going to ask this at the hearing, has Metro proposed to address environmental risks, particularly as they relate to air quality and noise in the sensitive areas like Redondo Beach? Will these measures be backed by concrete data demonstrating their effectiveness? Public health impact. Given concerns about the construction and post-construction health risk,
particularly air pollution. I'm going to ask for Metro to provide written responses that include detailed health impact assessments and evidence-based solutions to minimize any negative effects on public health. Legal adequacy of the EIR. Redondo Beach, Zion has been very busy, has raised legal questions about the adequacy of the EIR under CEQA. I'm going to ask Metro to provide written responses to address these concerns and all new issues raised with supporting evidence that the EIR complies fully with all legal requirements. Now we talk about money. In addition to the issues I have just described, not only regarding the impacts on the surrounding communities from the hybrid LPA, we must also examine the project in the context of the fiscal cliff that is staring the Metro Board in the face and will in the near term force the Metro Board to make some very difficult choices in what we can do and cannot do going forward. We will have to close a $1.4 billion funding gap. $1.4 billion. And this is just a preview of the types of the painful decisions we're going to face going forward with this fiscal cliff. The financial problems and funding gaps facing the K line, in my mind, at this point are insurmountable. There are serious decisions that need to be made shortly. The FEIR currently lists the hybrid LPA construction costs at $2.7 billion on pages 6 and 7 in the full construction cost estimate summary of the September 2025 report in the FEIR. These costs went up by $468 million in between the draft EIR and the final EIR, and will only continue to increase. Metro currently has approximately, again, a $1.4 billion funding gap with a $2.7 billion price tag for this project. How will Metro close this gap? The near-term Metro financial outlook as of fall 24 estimated that Metro Transit operations and maintenance will have a cumulative $1.3 billion deficit through fiscal year 30. And at the same time, the Metro Transit Capital Improvement Program will have a cumulative deficit of $1 billion through fiscal year 30. Meanwhile, the general fund is in a downward trend with a projected deficit of $82.3 million by the end of fiscal year 26 and will continue to fall to $250 million by the end of fiscal year 30. So what does this project get in terms of project viability if we continue to allocate approximately $119 million more dollars to get to 30%, only 30% defined refinements in engineering? Just this past month, Metro Measure M Citizens Oversight Committee approved an additional $500 million for the capital improvement program. This leads to the question of how much debt capacity does the board still have available when we're already running such huge deficits in our operations and capital improvement program. My feelings come directly from experience. When I took office in Inglewood, we had a $13 million deficit in 2011, and we were not going to make payroll by June of 2011. And so I'm used to making tough choices. I don't think we've ever had to make tough choices in Metro, but we're getting near the fiscal cliff. And that's all I have to have, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Redondo Beach.
Thank you, Mayor Butts. So I also totally respect my colleagues in Torrance. But as you just heard Councilmember Lewis say, she's very concerned about the impact that this project will have on the businesses on Hawthorne Boulevard. Businesses are very important. They're the lifeblood of our economy. That's why we're trying to get the Galleria up and going in Redondo Beach, because we need the sales tax dollars from it. But more important than businesses are the lives of the residents that sit far closer to the right-of-way than the businesses are to the center divider on Hawthorne Boulevard. I've received from our attorneys today, I can't discuss what's in these docs, but I can tell you my conclusion. My conclusion is that if Metro does approve the FEIR to go down the right of way, Redondo Beach will have a meritorious lawsuit challenging the impacts, the adverse impacts associated with the soils on the metro right of way, because they haven't adequately explained what they will do when they dig up all that soil, how they're going to dispose of all of those cubic yards of contaminated soils, which are estimated to be contaminated around 10%. By the way, these aren't just attorneys coming up with these conclusions, but independent experts that we've hired to analyze these issues. So the residents have expressed, not through form letters, they've expressed the real impacts associated with this project coming down the right of way. And I feel for Lawndale because they would lose mature trees, green space, open space that they all enjoy and love, to end up with a freight train carrying fuel next to 2 rails for light rails that will pass probably every 6 to 10 minutes, on top of 7 high pressure jet fuel and oil pipelines. Which, by the way, when you look at the images in the diagrams in the FEIR, they're relocating a lot of these pipelines. They're not stating exactly where they're going to relocate them to. They haven't identified whether these pipes have already leaked, what they're going to do with the soil if they're leaking, and so on and so forth. They just say, we've done it before and we can do it again. So I too would like to get excellent transportation in the South Bay, and I would love for a rail to go all the way to Torrance. The appropriate way to do that would be to go down Hawthorne Boulevard. And if there's an ability for us to make up, I hear what you're saying, and I totally agree with that. We can't continue to spend money into oblivion that we don't have. But if we can make up a $800 million shortfall, we can make up a $1.4 billion shortfall on a meritorious project that's going to get much higher ridership. So Redondo Beach's official position is if FEIR approval should be conditioned on the Hawthorne Boulevard alignment, leaving the contaminated soil on the right of way in place undisturbed.
Bernadette?
Thank you, everybody that came. At a previous meeting, I had voted not to support the project without knowing which alternative it was going to be. I maintain that position. And I also want to thank the mayor of Inglewood and also Zane for your comments. There was one comment particularly that stuck out, said that there were some unwarranted concerns, or I forget the exact wording, but I don't think these are unwarranted. There's environmental issues with these reports that are unexplained, and it could be a big deal for someone living right next to those tracks. A couple of years ago, I was diagnosed with lymphoma. And the interesting thing is it was environmentally caused. And I'm not saying for one particular issue, but it does really impact someone that, depending on the toxicity levels, depending on just a variety of things, you could be really impacting someone's life. And we have a lot of residents that live along the row. And I just think that this needs to be really looked at carefully, not rammed through. There's a lot of questions, financially speaking, environmentally speaking, and for that reason, I would not support this. And so, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Fire away, Torrance.
John Kaji, City of Torrance, District 1. The City of Torrance Council voted to support the row as the alternative. The vote was 5-2, so full disclosure, I was one of the 2 who voted in dissent of that position. And the reason why I voted in that way, and I want to disclose it to all those here today, goes back to the experience that the Little Tokyo district of Los Angeles had with the Regional Connector Project, which was first proposed by Metro, and the locally preferred alternative proposed by the Metro staff was to bring the connector on grade, on surface, which would have gone right through the heart of the Little Tokyo community. The way that the community united and defeated that LPA and instead had it reversed to a fully underground alternative was to reach out to then U.S. Senator Daniel K. Inouye, who happened to be the chairman of the Senate Appropriations Committee. He took a position, he wrote a letter to then Chairman Najarian of the Metro Board, stating his concern on the impacts of the local community, on some of the institutions located in that community, which included the Japanese American National Museum, and he voiced his ongoing intent to monitor the decisions made by Metro. The good news was that as chair of Senate Appropriations, you have a lot of control over the budget of the United States, including the FTA. And so the Senate, in its wisdom, chose to add additional monies which went to Metro to ensure that the project was fully underground. I believe that for the South Bay, we do need public transportation. We do need connection. I believe that I fully support that notion. However, I do believe that sometimes the cheapest alternative is not the best alternative. And while I do understand, as Mayor Butts has shared about current financial quandary facing Metro, the reduction in revenues, the financing costs, the projected increases in construction costs, I believe personally, as I shared before the council, that we should not always seek the cheapest alternative. If we're going to service our residents, let's do it in the best way. So I've taken a position personally to choose Hawthorne Boulevard. However, I believe that the best alternative would be an underground alternative, which of course, when I say that, of course, the cost factor goes way up. However, once again, as we faced in the Little Tokyo district, the cheapest alternative was not the best alternative. And today, when you visit the Little Tokyo district with its Little Tokyo Arts District station, it now does benefit the community. Of course, there were business dislocations to the community during that construction period. I'm not going to, pretend that that did not happen. And it did take an impact on the community. And it did open the door to gentrification. And we have seen an increase in real estate values as a result. So full disclosure, the state of Little Tokyo today is not the way it was prior to construction. But I think long-term, the fully underground alternative has benefited Little Tokyo, the Arts District, and the surrounding downtown area. So I just wanted to share that because it's incumbent on all of us to seek the best alternative. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Kaji. Point of order, I know Mayor Butts, you and I have a little bit of a timeline here. So who'd like to go next?
Yeah.
You may, Mr. Sherwood.
Thank you. Don Zerlup, Chair of the Metro South Bay Service Council. I have served on the Service Council for 17 years. That's longer than most of the other people in this room have served in any position except for Kim Turner. And I just want to make some observations. With all due respect, Mayor Butts, the concerns of the board and their finance is not really for us to worry about here. For us to worry about is how we best serve the South Bay. The board has made it very clear that their goals are to have a simple and connected system. Put a station out on Hawthorne Boulevard defeats those purposes no matter what, because the station's already been built. It's hard for me to understand how, as council member from Redondo Beach, after putting $20 million into a station, is willing to abandon that and think that people will find it easy and convenient to use Metro should the station be on Hawthorne. And I might observe that, again, with all due respect, more than 2 years ago, you forced the Redondo Beach City Council to put money aside. You were set then on suing on this EIR. Whatever happened? The real observation that I wish to bring forward is that we have seen Metro respond specifically to the wills and desires of multiple jurisdictions. If we come out as a jurisdiction saying that this is not what we want, 30 years of effort in trying to create this line will go out the window. Metro is very quick to spend the money elsewhere where people want it to be spent. I believe that there are many challenges. I believe that Metro can meet those challenges. I hearken back to the city of Beverly Hills, who sued Metro saying that if they ran a line underneath the city of Beverly Hills, there was too much methane and the high school would explode. And they were found to be able to go forward, and we don't see any exploding high schools in the city of Beverly Hills. I encourage this group to state unequivocally that we believe the future for transportation goes through the South Bay. Frankly, I don't care which way it goes, but if we reject what's going on now, we may never get this opportunity again. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. All right, Hermosa, you raised this to be re-agendized at our last meeting. Would you like to say anything? Can I put you on the spot? The hot white light of insecurity here, yes.
Well, I'd like to thank everybody for the calls, the emails, the text messages, for showing up today. This is democracy in action, and it's a beautiful thing to see, because we don't get this all the time. It's a very passionate issue, regardless of which side you personally choose to come out on. Mr. Chair, what are our options, understanding what we've heard today, understanding the current timeline with Metro Board meeting next month, if I'm not mistaken? Where are we and what are our options at this point?
Yeah, as a first principles, sort of the reason to do this now and have like a rediscussion of this is a presumption that in mid-January, Metro will have a decision point at their board. And if we'd like to express an opinion to the South Bay COG board, to express an official opinion to Metro. Metro can take it up in January, they could take it in February, they could in March, we just don't know. We did not want to be behind the curve on this. So we have options. Our option to this point has been to choose to be neutral. And the reason for that being that our membership of the 16 cities in the COG has a diversity of opinion on which way to go through. And if different cities are going to be litigating against each other and one another, we did not think it best practice for the COG to take a position if it was inauthentic to the respective opinions of our constituent members. Alternately, we could take this time to say we have an entirely different opinion set. I think, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, Hermosa, but part of this is in looking at this, and many people have raised, this has been hashed over time and time again. It's a 40-year-old project. At which point Measure M and Measure R, part of the passing of those two was predicated on the idea we would build a train. But that reflects a moment in time when H.W. Bush was president, to some respect, right? I mean, this is a moment in time and a snapshot on transit delivery, which may or may not be reflective of this. So I think, and I'm going to put words in your mouth, but part of our discussion last time was, hey, are we sure it's the right fit, given that there's only 2 stops being added, and those 2 stops are very far apart? And you have a misconception, I think, among some people in the populace, certainly our residents, that it's going to be a hop-on, hop-off track, like they're riding the L in Chicago, which no, it would be a commuter service train. So we have the option to make a decision of like, do we endorse this period? Do we pick one or the other? Do we continue to remain neutral, or do we look for a further option? If our idea is to get people to the airport faster without going on the 405, is there a different way to do that? Is our opinion that people in Torrance are unlikely to take an Uber to a transit center to put their bags on a train to go to another train to go to the airport? That's a valid opinion, right? I will say that probably unique among most of us here, and I will be somewhat presumptuous, I have spent most of the last 2 decades riding the train in Los Angeles. I don't see many of you want it. So I have my own opinion on how often people actually take the train. That said, to restate, our opinions are stay the course, which has been neutrality. We can pick one and make a recommendation of approving as it is, the EIR, or we can advance another option. So that's where we are. And our only timeline is somewhat self-selected based on our tea leaves that we think Metro will agendize this in the near future. That's the only trigger for us. Ma'am,
We have been told Metro will do it in January.
we have been told that, but we do not have a published agenda.
There's a possibility of saying that you want to not choose a route, but endorse the final option of having the train go to Torrance.
I'm sorry, say it again?
You don't have to choose a route, but saying that you want the train to go to Torrance and leaving it up to the board.
We could say that we endorse greenhouse gas reduction and that we know that for $2.7 billion, we could buy 75,000 Teslas and give one to every household in the South. We could choose that too. I mean, look, if we got $2.7 billion to spend and want to get greenhouse gas of tomorrow, we can place an order. Sorry, Redondo.
How much would those Teslas cost?
That would be a 31, that's based on pricing, when I did the math on a Tesla Model 3. Redondo.
I just want to respond to a comment that Mr. Zerlip made. I didn't force the city council to do anything. We have appropriated money for litigation if it was necessary for the residents, and it's still there. In addition to your point about park and ride, we do have a park and ride in Redondo Beach at the Marine Avenue station. That's where I go to be able to go to the Chargers games. Not going tonight because those tickets got a pretty penny. But we do have that option. The option, a stop on Hawthorne Boulevard, would be for the people who don't have cars or who take last mile solutions to that stop from the Redondo Beach Transit Center. I would support realizing that this is not, we don't have the money for either of these projects right now. I would support choosing the right project right now and asking Metro to come up with transportation solutions using what money does exist for the South Bay for the next 10 years while the rest of this funding is shored up, because we do have the Olympics coming, we do have FIFA coming, and we do need better transportation to get to even the North Redondo Beach Transit, was the Marine Avenue station.
I'm gonna turn off the mic to Mayor Butts here because I know he has to go. I would add though, if part of that comment was a theory of adding a stop, I think in a post SB 79 era, there's gonna be no stop
Not
added
adding
anywhere
a
in
stop.
California for any reason, for anything.
No, not adding a stop.
Okay.
Choosing the Hawthorne alignment and asking Metro to come up with temporary transportation solutions that are not non-rail.
Oh, understood.
Between now and
Mayor Butts.
Is I don't want you to forget about Super Bowl 61.
Oh, yeah, Super Bowl too.
And I wanted to let everybody know that I have it on very good authority that the vote will occur in January for whatever impact it has on anyone's recommendation.
Matt Beach.
I can speak. Just mention the Cosmo.
This is such a difficult decision to make. I mean, I'm read all the letters, I'm listening to all the comments, and I appreciate everyone coming out. And everyone's really passionate about this. I'm a big proponent of mass transport, rail system.
Bubba raised his hand. Bubba.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I was just in Portland and I see their robust public transportation system. I appreciate that. I personally would like some more information on this. I think it is a huge commitment. If the money isn't there for us to support what's going on now, I have some fiscal concerns about that. And I hear what the residents, I hear the health concerns that residents have faced. I also know that I have children that I hope, that we continue to progress in a world where we can provide transportation system that takes them, out of the path of danger, and also reduction in greenhouse gas. So those are my concerns right now. I personally would like some more information before I can advance a position on this.
District 4.
Thank you. Should I just grab? Okay, thank you. We'll do that instead. All right, sure. Thanks, everyone. Usually I. Testing.
Oh,
Testing. All right. Yeah, usually I do a lot more listening in this body than I do chiming in, but I did just want to representing, my name is Bubba Fish, I'm representing Supervisor Janice Hahn. As her transportation deputy, she, proudly represents the 4th district of the county. And just want to thank everyone who showed up today to opine on the project. No matter where you stand, it really is appreciated that you came to share your voice. I just wanted to share that my boss, Supervisor Hahn, has been a strong, unwavering supporter of this project for many years. It's a pillar project for Metro system and the whole region. 30 years, as many mentioned, in the making. And we do hear from South Bay residents every day that they do want light rail to their communities. And we hear that this project delivers for them, creating this 1-seat ride from Torrance directly to our brand new LAX Metro Transit Center. And finally connecting major job centers, neighborhoods, and the airport in a region that has just needed this for a very long time. So it's not just this local improvement, it's a part of a larger regional effort. It's, obviously meeting our climate goals like we've talked about, and hopefully bringing this transit network into the 21st century, and expanding to communities that have not had light rail or rail of any kind. So we're, the project is already over halfway funded. It's got Measure M dollars, Measure R dollars, TRCP state funding. We've heard mention of the $900 million funding gap, and that is real. But it's also the smallest funding gap of any outstanding Metro rail project that we've seen. Feel free to correct if we're missing any, but we do share concerns about cost overruns, but in our view, it's not an argument to delay the project. If anything, it's the opposite. Every month we delay increases costs by millions of dollars, and the body's already taken a clear position. And so I want to, recognize we can continue to work together and on this project, but it is in our office's view time for us to continue moving this forward. And there are champions for the project. So many of them showed up here and are in the room today, but the reality is a lot of them aren't here today. This is going to benefit transit riders and people in the region for generations, working people that, can't show up necessarily, but we did hear from a lot of them today, and that's wonderful. So just wanted to share my boss's view that, we should continue moving this forward as
Understood. To be clear, this body has not taken a clear opinion. A different body she may sit on has. This body has not.
I think, I was referencing from 2 years ago,
This cog has not chosen a.
No.
We've remained agnostic to that.
But the support of the project, we supported the project.
We have supported the project broadly, no doubt.
Yeah, thank you.
Staff.
Could we talk about the CRD and how that could potentially impact this?
Which I think might be one of the same point. Please go right ahead.
Can we talk about a CRD with how it could potentially impact this with your 4th cause potential? With your.
Talk about a CRD, and in light of the chair's comment about a 4th possible option being exploring other options.
One option that we looked at and we discussed with Metro staff was the fact that they are supporting CRDs, which are community resilience districts, throughout climate resilience. What did I say? Climate resilience districts throughout the region. I think it's really, one thing I would like to say is I think it's really important that we all say to Mayor Butts, this is our money and we're not giving it away to somebody else. We want to use it for transit in the South Bay. And so no matter what position you take, it seems to me that Metro apparently has an open contract with the firm that studies CRDs. And if the direction you could give today would direct them to look at that, it could be a financing option it could be for the rail, or it could be for transit, as board member Abaji said, for temporary transit on the way or for permanent transit. But it is another tool that we haven't used that I know Inglewood is using, and it might be something that we could initiate today to have results in a short period of time.
You don't ever have to worry about me giving up money. That'd be no.
Do we have an idea? What
Don't
is the cost of a CRD study? What are we talking about? And would it be, is it a viable path closure? Because CRD isn't subject to a 218 vote for the property owners?
I don't know all the details of the CRD. I do know that apparently to do a quick study as to what we could do with it would be about $15,000. But Metro has an open contract with this consultant already. And so we would ask I think we would ask Metro to look into that.
So
that folks can hear online as well.
we'll do our best, sorry. I wasn't trying to Chuck Barris, Lomita, or Hermosa, by turning off the mic, sorry. We have, Gong Show reference, flat in the room. Okay, running short on time. We have the meeting at noon and Mayor Butts and I are already fabulously late. This August body, do we have, if there are 4 alternatives effectively on the table, one of which is continue to punt and remain agnostic, does anyone have any strong feelings one way or the other?
With a CR.
I would say Redondo wants to pick one, which is no, right?
It's Hawthorne Boulevard.
Hawthorne Boulevard is what you would say, but okay, does anyone have any other before maybe we could do motions in seconds, but this is really a receive and file sort of meeting unless we want to take action.
Mr. Chair, if I might.
Please do.
Yeah, so I mean, I appreciate everybody being here, right? I mean, and all the passion, right? I mean, if this is in your, oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now? No?
Yeah, I heard it.
Hello? And try that one. Hello? Oh, there we go. Ooh, anyway, I appreciate everybody being here and their passion, right? I mean, Lomita, this is not going through Lomita, but certainly the residents of Lomita would benefit from it, whatever option that is, right? And I think we've heard that, the South Bay desires transit, right? I mean, we're lacking, and I think we've all said, yeah, we've spent a lot of money over many years exploring options, right? And then I would offer up, I don't think there's value in, let's say, throwing money down a toilet that's already been invested in this project, right? So I would hate to see us say, let's not do something and throw, hundreds of millions of dollars away. That doesn't seem to make sense to me. But what does make sense is continuing to support the option of putting transit in the South Bay, whatever that best option is. And as Mayor Butts said, we certainly want to address our concerns of our residents, right? I mean, that's wherever you live in the South Bay, whatever option it is eventually selected, we need to make sure that we address our residents' concern, because that's what we're here for, right? So I would offer up, or I would suggest we hunt, as the chair said, continuing to support the, concept without picking a specific solution. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
I second that.
Oh, we have a motion to stay the course, which is, it really doesn't require a motion. But we have a second on staying the course. Should we take a ceremonial vote?
Could we put on the table the CRD exploration? We ask Metro to take a look.
I would ask him if he would like to amend his motion. Otherwise, under Robert's rules, we should move as moved. Do you want to ask Metro to spend 15,000 on a CRD or other options as well?
If it's informing, I would say, sure, I would amend the amendment or amend the motion.
Hawthorne, do you second that still with amended for other options baked in?
If the Metro is going to make a decision next month, I don't want us to be.
We will have a meeting after their agenda comes out.
But we're gonna have a meeting on the 18th, correct? So Jackie, the full board, we don't have no meeting?
The board doesn't meet till after the Metro board.
After the Metro board.
So we would have to do this at the next Transportation Steering Committee.
We would ask the full board of the COG to give us authority to express opinion on their behalf in January. Which they'll do.
So, if we add if we change, I mean, I wouldn't want to do anything that's going to slow
Well, that's right. This would.
I don't want to slow the train down.
We would not slow the train.
That's, I was second. I don't want to slow down this process. I want this to move forward because like we said, we all need,
I mean, it's going to be like 2040 before the train gets built. There'll be plenty of time to make some movements.
So, and remember, Redondo Beach Station is on the city of Hawthorne. All right.
Trust me, SB 79 knoweth where the stops are. So we have a motion and a second.
Do we have an amendment? Was that?
He had amended motion.
I pulled my amendment.
Hold his amendment.
Okay, so he says keep going as is, broad endorsement of the train with no particular one. Hawthorne, do you second then? Does anyone want to move?
Would I make a
I'm sorry.
substitute motion then?
Well, hold on, we gotta vote on his first.
No.
Nope, sub in, sorry, everyone guide with me.
That we continue the course as suggested with a ask to Metro to take a look at the CRD as discussed. Because what we're talking about is additional information. I mean, yes, it's taken forever. It's going to take forever. There's the sunk cost fallacy. We can get into all of that, but to Bill's point, excuse me, Vice Chair's point, if that's going to provide additional information that would benefit the decision makers, I think that's worth exploring. And for $15,000, in light of everything else we're looking at, I think that's a small price to pay.
All right, we've got Lomita's motion seconded by Hawthorne. We've got a substitute motion seconded by Manhattan. I don't have my clerk here to tell me what to do next.
So that vote.
Oh, we have a comment. Can we get a vote? Because I gotta go.
Okay.
Quick comment.
Yeah.
People want to move forward. If you say move forward, they're already rowing towards the LPA, which is the hybrid down the road. You say we endorse moving forward, the cog isn't doing anything to put its finger on the needle and move things in the right direction. I will tell you, if you want this to be built, it is not going down the right of way, because Redondo Beach has council, has appropriated money to litigate, and so has Lawndale. We've had closed session discussions about whether to join council. We've decided to separate, keep council separate. So Metro will face 2 separate lawsuits that will delay this project going forward. And it's not for the purpose of delay, but that's the effect of a valid EIR lawsuit. So the fastest way to get this project going and get rail to Torrance is by going down Hawthorne Boulevard and starting to fundraise for that best project that generates the highest ridership. So I'll make a substitute to the substitute to go down Hawthorne Boulevard and incorporate the CRD analysis into the motion.
I'm gonna be honest. I have no idea how to handle this vote. I mean, I do. So do we vote on each one individually? Do we do the substitute? Okay, does anyone, well, that's a substitute, which I'm gonna need a chart. Do we have a second to Redondo's?
I have a question real quick.
Oh, boy.
So are there any legal issues related to the Hawthorne route that you're talking about?
I hear nobody saying that they will file suit to challenge the Hawthorne alignment. I hear some opposition from Torrance as to the Hawthorne Boulevard alignment, but I don't hear them saying that they're gonna file a lawsuit to stop the project if it goes down Hawthorne Boulevard.
Mr. Chair, I want to.
I'm super opposed to getting fired by that being 4 minutes.
I want to abstain right now because I can't vote anyway, so I abstain.
Your abstemiousness
No
is
matter
noted. Okay. Now we have 3 motions, right? But did anybody second?
Just for clarification, the Hawthorne.
Please clarify.
The Hawthorne Boulevard right of way does have to go through NEPA, which is the federal certification.
Do we know? We've had a NEPA.
Do a NEPA evaluation.
Yes.
Yes. Which Lawndale contends they're required to do a NEPA evaluation for the right of way in any event.
Okay, do we have a second? Oh, dear God, please.
In the light of this, if there's gonna be lawsuits, right? This body, we should be neutral. I have to tell you, if this the way it's going, we should just be neutrality on this issue, let the board and decide what's gonna do. But I support my friend from Redondo. I support what Jackson is saying. So it is a whole, mix of emotions and decisions that have to be made. But if there is litigation, this body should just stay off of it.
Do we have a second for Redondo's motion? Substitute motion. Nope. Okay, now the plot thickens. So we have 3 motions.
Now you go.
Do we do like a runoff vote? What do we
go back to the substitute, which is Jackson's motion.
Jackson.
Who's substitute?
Oh, where's the, but we still have the first.
Seconded the.
We have a seconded first motion.
No, but the substitute gets voted on first.
And before the substitute?
No, there's no, the substitute's gone. It doesn't exist.
But he got a second, we got a second from Lomita. So now we have three motions.
Did you second?
Yeah, it's like your motion, yeah.
I'm confused now.
Got it. Okay, so yes.
Hold on. You're a vested interest.
Can I remove my second from the Lomita thing so you can vote maybe on the substitute ones?
No, the substitute goes first, then the substitute, then the original, right?
Right. This is a carnival of woe. Wait, give it to me, David. You're a non-vested partner here. What are you?
That's my understanding. It would be the substitute first.
And then we go back in time.
Then you go backwards.
Okay.
Did the substitute have a second?
The substitute had a second from Lomita.
Which was to support.
Lawndale, sorry, the Redondo Lawndale axis.
Yeah.
With the CRD.
CRD analysis, yes.
Wait, what?
That motion was to endorse the Hawthorne.
Oh, endorse Hawthorne with Series. Okay.
And
who wants to vote on Redondos?
okay, so I'm gonna just do a roll call.
you do it. Okay, here we go.
Yes. Carson, not present. El Segundo.
No.
Gardena, not present. Hawthorne.
Abstain.
Hermosa Beach. No. Inglewood's not here. Lawndale.
Would abstain.
Lomita.
No.
LA City's not present. Manhattan Beach.
No.
PV Estates.
Abstains.
Ranch Palos Verdes not present. Redondo Beach.
Aye.
Rolling Hills, not present. Rolling Hills Estates.
Oh.
Torrance.
No.
SD2.
Abstain.
SD4.
Abstain.
Okay, so that motion does not pass. So
Okay,
now
now
we're
we're to
going,
Hermosa's, which is to
Now we're
restate
making-
broadly like trains, yes, ambivalent which, or agnostic which with CRD.
yes, it is to maintain the COG's current position, which is to support the rail line, alignment neutral,
Smooth
and
and
ask Metro for a
correspondent
CRD.
With the CRD, is there a timing associated with that?
It's just, it would be a separate process from
Metro.
the,
During the next 10
They
years.
could continually inform the process.
it's just another funding option for other things.
They're looking
Right.
at the viability of that.
It's not tied to the timing of the train.
Right.
Yeah.
But we're tying it to a motion associated with C line.
When it comes, okay, the idea would be when it comes to Metro in January, we would ask Metro to fund a study to look at this other option, which they have done in other areas. They're doing this in West Hollywood, they're doing this in other places, and we have not looked at this for the South Bay.
I guess I would just ask for them to do the CRD, but not necessarily in conjunction with this, with the C line.
Supporting that idea,
Yeah, I mean,
having it after the fact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay, so I guess I'm ready to be.
Okay, Carson not present. El Segundo was a yes. Gardena. Can we, El Segundo's not here. So he doesn't.
motion again.
Okay,
Can we cleanly state the motion?
the motion is to maintain the COG's current position, which is to stay alignment neutral, but support the project. And ask Metro to look at funding a climate resilience district in the South Bay. A study for one.
Study.
Separate from the draft EIR? Or the final
So
EIR?
not putting the FEIR on.
It's not tied to Metro's approval or denial or anything of the train itself. It's just a two tasks in the same motion. Okay, Carson was not present. El Segundo left. Gardena's not present. Hawthorne,
Aye.
Hermosa Beach. Inglewood's not present. Lawndale,
No.
Lomita,
Abstain.
LA City's not present. Manhattan Beach,
Yes.
PV Estates,
Yes.
RPV's not here. Redondo Beach.
RPB here. Yes.
Rolling Hills Estates,
Yes.
Torrance,
Yes.
SD2,
Abstain.
SD4. Same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 yeses. And one no. 4 abstains. So that would pass.
I think, Mr. Chair, that Alec has to go to the council meeting.
Okay, well, yeah, I mean, everything has to go to the steering committee and.
Well, usually the transportation committee can take. This individual.
Okay, so this will then go to the steering committee for right now.
Yeah, that's an emergency item.
As an emergency item, prior to the,
Unless you want to defer it to the next. No.
Well, yeah, but if we defer to the next meeting, then it won't be timeliness as far as the prospective CUI discussion at the Metro Board meeting in January, right?
Steering.
It would have to go to
Yeah,
the
so-
steering committee in January would be the latest that you.
Yeah, so this goes, so our motion on the table that was approved will then go to the steering committee for discussion and subsequent, whatever.
Immediately, this,
Now,
right now, okay.
To vote on it today
Yeah.
or postpone it.
okay,
We're done.
okay, we are adjourned.
We had other-
What? Yeah, but we're gonna,
We'll postpone on.
we'll postpone the other agenda items.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sure.